President Trump is doubling down on his tariff policy.
He said on social media if China does not withdraw its 34% retaliatory tariffs by tomorrow, the U.S. will impose 50% additional tariffs on China. Joining us now to talk about what this all could mean, James Vanderloo from OEC Group Milwaukee. Thanks for being on with us today.
Hi, James. Good to see you again.
Hey, good afternoon. It's great to be with you all again.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. So compared to how China's already reacting, how would the 50% tariffs on China affect U.S. consumers?
All of these tariffs that have come out, and remember at last count, and it changes almost every day, there's now basically 3 sets with this new mention of the 50% being the 4th set. And all of these tariffs will stack on top of each other, meaning that it can go from, a couple months ago starting at a 25% tariff to now you're above over 100% tariff for everything coming in, specifically from China. So if you think about that in a little bit of a number way, so let's say your commercial invoice is $100,000. Now all of a sudden you're having to pay an additional $100,000 on top of all the additional fees and everything like that. So you can see that the costs add up very, very quickly over a long period of time. So that's causing some people and some companies to kind of hold off, wait for this, because a lot of people are seeing this as perhaps a negotiation tactic.
For people who are supportive of the tariffs, they support the president's desire to impose tariffs, the same or similar tariffs on other countries that they impose on the United States. So why is that perceived as so unfair, and why is it causing so much havoc?
So I think, for years you've heard, and if you look back, even Trump had mentioned this in previous interviews, that he felt that America was being taken advantage of basically since World War II, when we kind of opened up our economy to the world and to places like China. So you're seeing a lot of resistance to that, especially how people have sent jobs overseas in terms of manufacturing and things like that. So they see this as sort of in a way, the retaliation against that and trying to bring things back here. So a lot of other countries obviously impose, for a number of reasons, tariffs on the United States. And, we're seeing some reciprocal tariffs in like kind. I think it's important to note that reciprocal tariffs that you're seeing, it's not actually the duty rate that they're doing, that they have against us. It just simply means that we have a trade imbalance with that country. And basically what that number comes from is it's the trade imbalance divided by the number of metrics. And then it kind of it gets into a little bit of fuzzy math from that point. But that's where those reciprocal tariffs come from.
A lot of households are already kind of facing some higher prices, produce, clothing, some tech stuff. What are some things that the average consumer can expect to cost more?
So, it's the reason why we get to have blueberries in Wisconsin during the winter. There's lots of places around the world where we just don't have the ability to grow or the ability to import certain things. So, even coffee is another great example. Think about how many Americans drink coffee every day. We don't have the capacity really to produce it anywhere in the United States besides Hawaii. And so that will see increased costs. The fruit you're seeing that comes into the market increased costs. There are things that are exempt, but the problem is that we don't have all the information in front of us. So businesses are working really hard to scramble to identify whether their products that are coming in or the components of the parts that they're bringing in are subject to these duties, where again they're paying a massive amount of tariff that they're going to have to pass on to the consumer, or whether they're able to kind of skirt the tariffs. Either way, that's going to cause a little bit of a lag in the market, and that could cause some stagnation as well.
And we don't really know yet what the impact is going to be. Isn't that true? We have to sort of just wait and see what happens, and that is causing a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, we have about 48 hours before they officially come into effect. And to your previous question, I think that some of the countries that have already stated that they're going to come back to the negotiating table, such as Vietnam, India, Israel, he's already seeing those results in terms of people wanting to reestablish these bilateral trade agreements and attempt to come up with a more, in their terms, probably a more fair way to meaning trade. So, we are seeing this movement right now. It's a lot of moving pieces. There's some people that are holding off, but there's some people that can't, and they need to bring product into the shelves. And then if it's not on the boat in the next couple of days, you have to pay the additional tariff, whatever that percentage may be.
It's a fluid situation, yes. So don't go far, James.
We'll be talking with you again.
We'll be talking with you again, and probably very soon. Thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it.
appreciate you guys. Have a great night.
You too.